And a very good morning, Anthony. Good morning to all. Welcome to TVN's coverage of sale races today. Let's hope the voice can survive 9 races, big fields here, just under the whipper fraction. Of course, the Elephant Man joining you on TVN today. Looking forward to the card here. Genuine heavy 10 track. The penetrometer in the 7 range, so it says a lot. But track riding on this morning, a rider reported through Sam Hyland on Twitter that track's safe, but very heavy. So without further ado, let's get into race number 1 here. We have a market now. Good size field at acceptance time, but as predicted, I predicted half would scratch. I got pretty close. 11 remain of the 18. Tantat Sun's your favourite, fixed $1.80. I don't have on-course prices yet, but I've got some fixed odds. You've got them there. I just don't have them here. So, but I've got some fixed odds prices for us as well. Berlutti, they come through the same race, Tantat Sun and Berlutti. $1.80, $3 there. Portsea, $10, 11, stitch me up. And here's the Manning yard for the remaining 11 runners. First race, sale, scheduled to go 11:35 a.m. Alrighty, let's get into them. TAB number 1 is Angry G. Now, this horse has come up big odds, $31 as you can see there. That's the same price, so TAB fixed odds. Draws all out, it comes in with the scratchings. Son of El Samua, I don't have anything from the trials or the jump outs, unfortunately. So the market's really our best guide. And the market's saying, well, no, $31. Here's the 2, Berlutti. 4 starts. This horse comes back in grade from a sound on pace 3rd Caulfield, 5th of July. Behind Royal Schnitzel, who looks promising. They ran pretty good time relative to the older horses later in the day, although there was rain during the day. The other knock, I guess, was that a real on-pace day. This horse was on the speed, whereas Tantat Sun, the favourite, came from behind him. But he's right in the mix anyway. He's my second top-rated runner. 3's Better Be Ours, and this horse has come up big odds as well. Resumes today off a 17-week break. Was a 50-1 chance when beaten 12 lengths at Maui on debut back in March. And you'd need a market lead 100-1 saying that's not the case. 4's out, 5's a runner, Leanne. A son of charge forward. Trialled a couple of times in Sydney, February, March. Was midfield, held on okay for 3rd. February trial, March trial, sat second, faded, sent for a spell. Now, recent jump out was hard ridden, but okay. Was no match at all for one called Fitner off the jump outs. Fitner ran yesterday, of course, at Flemington. And good reports from the stable about its future. So we'll see what happens here with the market as we get closer to 6's out. 7 out of Grange. $14 fixed odds for Out of Grange. We've got a $13 fixed odds price on Tab Sportsbet. Out of Grange, son of one more Noma at a perfect vintage. So a little bit in the pedigree, but no official trials and no jump outs found there for Mark Riley's runner here. We'll keep an eye on the betting. 8, Portsea. And Portsea on course. Yeah, about $10, $11 there it is, $11. $10 on Tab Sportsbet. Portsea, a son of High Chaparral out of Sorrento. Really looked hard for some jump outs, couldn't find any. Obviously bred to get a bit of ground. 10's a runner, Stitch Me Up. Son of Schwarzier. Has trialled back in March, settled just off the speed, ridden along, won the trial, won it okay, I thought. Certainly showed some ability. And have it in the tips with a bit of guesswork, as you can see, involved in assessing these. The 11 is Swiss Rock. Swiss Rock's the son of Swiss Ace. Big odds everywhere, $21. Jason Warren puts the polish on it. Had one run Geelong synthetic. I thought it was an okay debut. There was good backing that day. Tantat Diamond won it. And of course went to Flemington yesterday and won again. Second horse, Durasound, boasts a second to Mulagira. 12, Tantat Sun. Pretty short, $1.90. Debut was excellent. Black booked it on TV and off the strength of that. Back and wide, hit the line hard. It was an on-pace race. It was an on-pace day. Royal Schnitzel winner, smart. Zoletto second, smart. And I thought the run was excellent. Just needs to get through the heavy 10 ground, I guess. It's your query taking the short odds, but he's my clear top pick. And down to The next horse, 13, Ultimate Doom. The Blue Moon team. It comes off a third at Maui there. It was a distant third behind It's No Joke. It was a betting drifter that day. It was a long way off them. Needs to improve, but did seem to handle the heavy ground okay. And 14's out, Uncle Keithy. 15, Warrior of Fire, resumes today. Had one run, was in town back in Feb. It was big odds, $50 to $81, but it ran okay. And it was a strong race too. Awesome Rock beat Tashbia. They've been competitive in better races. And we're interesting to see what it can do here. A lot of interest. I'm not sure how hard you can go betting-wise with the short price favourite. I'm happy to tip Tantat Sun on top. I thought the debut was excellent. Berlutti through the same race. They're obviously back in grade here. And stitched me up. Mentioned it through the previous, some strong form lines there. I had Leanne, the 5 in for fourth. 12, 2, 10 and 5. We're pretty close to running the first here at Sale. Yeah, we're inside a minute to the running of the first here on the 9-race card at Sale. Genuine heavy 10 track, penetrometer 7.03 at last look, but no rain on the radar. Let's have another look there. So, look, it's overcast, but it doesn't look anything too sinister, which is obviously rain on race day, the big issue. So, Tantat Sun, a short price favourite, TAB number 12, fixed odds on course $1.90. You're slightly better than that. It's some of the corporates as I look down the page here. In fact, $1.90 now. TAB Sportsbet as well. Tote-wise into $2. TAB number 2, Berlutti, $3.40. As I say, they come through the same race. Berlutti beat Tantat Sun home. Look, there's no doubt who the better run was, in my humble opinion. Tantat Sun was terrific against the pattern of the day and the race. And probably has more upside given it was his debut. So most punters are leaning that way. As you can see, the odds reflect that. Big gap to the rest of them. Portsea, $15 chance. Fixed odds, $17 chance. TAB number 5, Leon, who's shown something at the trials and the jump out, certainly without raving. And the 13, Ultimate Doom, we mentioned it through the preview. It creates some interest here. The other one that I'm interested in a little bit is Swiss Rock, the 11, at $21 on course. It's probably shown better ability than a $21 chance. Again, just depending on how good a lot of these ones we haven't seen are as they mill around at the start here for the first of 9 at Sale. And big fields, certainly the order of the day. They do attract big fields this area as a rule, even on the heavy 10 track. The field sizes have held up really well. Tantat Sun is odds on for the first. Plenty of interest here in the first, and Adam Olzansky, our caller today, and I was rapt to see Adam, a horse named after you at the trials recently, a son of Adam. They called it Olzansky. Why wouldn't you?
Thank you very much, Gator. Yes, thank you. I was just talking about the track with the rail in the true position, and thought plenty of the track to use, and I've seen already a few riders on the course trying to find the best path. They tend to use the whole breadth of the track here when it is rain affected, which of course it well and truly is today, with the penetrometer over the 7 points, 705. They're about to move in here. Tantat Sun goes off the favourite. It and Berlutti met each other last start at Caulfield. Berlutti did beat Tantat Sun home, but Tantat Sun recorded some of the best sectionals all day. Amongst the quickest last 600 and last 400 sectionals the entire meeting, and punters are confident of the tables being turned after Berlutti finished third and Tantat Sun fourth in that event to Royal Schnitzel a couple of weeks ago. So These runners at the start. Jerome Hunter with 2 runners. There's a black cap on Warrior of Fire, the 15 horse. Those 2 aforementioned horses, Berlutti and Tantat Sun, really dominate the market. They've pushed all the others towards double figures. Portsea's behind the gates in the Slade Bloodstock colours. So it's to walk forward. Berlutti's in the red jacket, predominantly red. Swiss Rock walking around. Swiss Rock's debut was all right. It sat midfield and looked a bit green running to the line. Had a trial on the synthetic track previously at Cranbourne and showed enough, so I'd suggest Swiss Rock's right in this as a each-way chance at least. Also from the trial, Stitch Me Up was quite good. Noel Callow rides for Shane Nichols. Noel with a couple of handy mounts today. So these runners making their way into the gates. Not sure whether there's one of them holding up the loading at the moment, but still half to be locked away. Aaron Mitchell picked up the ride on Better Be Ours. Quite a number of riders not coming to sale today, and Aaron was the recipient of an extra ride here on the 3. So Swiss Rock about to come up in the gold colours, yellow colours. We have Angry G behind the gates, drawn out wide. It's still behind the gates. Quite a clear, overcast day with the fog clearing that we had coming up the Princes Freeway. So Angry G about to walk up, and the lights switched on for the first of 9 on a heavy 10 at Sale Rail True. Good day of racing, some very competitive big fields later today. There they go, they're away. And Stitch Me Up was a little bit slow with Portsea from inside gates, and Tantat Sun was one of the best out with Berlutti, who's looking for the lead. Also Swiss Rock's up there, trying to head Berlutti for the front and doing so. And at the 1,000, Swiss Rock now by 2 lengths, Berlutti, Tantat Sun. Better Be Ours runs in 4th, the outside. Ultimate Doom is 5th, the fence, and then Out of Grange and wide Angry G. Portsea's one off the running rail from Stitch Me Up, 3rd last, and then comes Warrior of Fire back at the tail end with Lien. It's Swiss Rock coming down to the 600 metres with 2 lengths to spare on Berlutti 2nd. The favourite poised 3rd, and that's Tantat Sun in the pink jacket now pulling out 3 white to make his run, and Better Be Ours put under pressure from Ultimate Doom, Portsea. Angry G around the outside, Stitch Me Up held up, Out of Grange going backwards, Lien, and back last is Warrior of Fire. They come into the straight, and Berlutti now goes up to Swiss Rock, and then Tantat Sun a length and a half away, but Berlutti took over at the 250. Tantat Sun trying to claw back the margin and is now starting to pick up. Berlutti down to the 150, still has about a length and a half on Tantat Sun, who's not getting there yet, and Berlutti's now extending. Berlutti now by 2, he's in fact pulling away from Tantat Sun, who's just battling away in the heavy going, and Berlutti ridden out by Newitt, a nice win, holding Tantat Sun at bay by a length and a half, and they put about 3 lengths on Angry G and Stitch Me Up for the minors. And then we had Warrior of Fire, and then Better Be Ours, Ultimate Doom, Swiss Rock, Out of Grange, Lien and Portsea.
Well, no shock really, is it, that the Caulfield form held up, especially since they ran, pretty much similar time to Lord of the Sky later in the day. However, punters just got it the wrong way around, and this analyst included in that. Berlutti sat second, took over, and just kept responding to riding. And gun barrel straight, handled the heavy 10 gram really well, and held Tantat Sun pretty comfortably. It was a fleeting moment that you thought Tantat Sun at about the 300 would pick him up, but Berlutti just kept going too well. And look, they've raced away really from 3rd. That's a decent margin to 3rd and 4th, and that's a photo to decipher the 3rd prize. But no doubt about the winner, and the Quinella 2 Berlutti beats 12 Tantat Sun, and just waiting on that 3rd number, but it was daylight. Looked like Angry G there will get the 3rd TAB number 1, Angry G. 4th in 10, Stitch Me Up. Then you had Warrior of Fire resume today. And that's the race, run and won. Berlutti breaks through, start number 5. And win number 1, Mick Price and Craig Newitt combined here. $3.70, $1.40 for the winner. Tantat Sun, $1.10. And Angry G, it's a massive odds-on debut, has run a sound, albeit distant 3rd, $8.30. The time, 1:14.09 1:14.09. Full numbers 2, 12, 1 and 10. 2, 12, 1 and 10 here with Berlutti proving too strong for the favourite Tantat Sun, both coming through the Caulfield race. 1.5 it was by 4 1/4, so 4 1/4 lengths back to third, and you see there the gap fourth back to fifth as well, significant, which can happen often on these heavy tracks. But Adam, the form held up, we just got it the wrong way round.
Yes, that's right. Just kept its margin on Tantat Sun all the way. The totes are now coming through here at sale, so let's go through them. Berlutti at $3.70 and $1.40. Tantat Sun at $1.10. Angry G at $8.30. The Exacta at $6.40. Trifecta $153.70. First four $758.20, and that Missing Quinella was $2.10. We have a time of 1:14.09 and margins 1.5 by 4 1/4 on the first at sale. And here is Berlutti coming back, just in the heavy going. The favourite Tantat Sun wasn't able to show that same sprint as last time. And pretty much all the way, Berlutti was holding him by 1.5 lengths down to the line. Let's hear from Craig Newitt.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Craig, good strong win.
Yeah, he was. He's a nice horse. It's got a really good future. He bounces, puts himself right on the speed, and it was nice. He sort of had a bunny there today to sit on the back of him, picked it up pretty quick, and best part about him was the final sort of furlong. He's really strong.
We know the runner-up's good as well, gap to the rest. What's his scope, your guy?
Yeah, he's definitely metropolitan grade, and the bonus with him now, he really gets through these run-affected tracks, so I think while he's going good, he'll step him up.
Heavy 10, penetrometer 7 and change. How heavy is it?
Yeah, it's pretty much spot on, mate. She doesn't get much heavier, so it's going to be hard work all day.
Well done.
Thank you.
Craig Newitt gets in on the first here on Berlutti. Too strong.